Hello everyone, I am Hemlata Verma and I welcome you all in today's session of history. This video is the second part of the chapter, A Period of Transition. In the last video, we had studied about the sources of history and Renaissance. Today, we will see the topics the Reformation, the voyages and discoveries and Industrial Revolution. First, let us discuss today that what are the main features of Renaissance: rationalism, humanism, scientific spirit and spirit of inquiry. Let us understand what is rationalism. The scholars of this period who were rationalists, they refused to accept anything blindly. They wanted the reason behind everything. So, this was known as rationalism. The humanism, let us see what is humanism. The Renaissance thinkers believed in life in this world. They did not believe in whatever will happen, what will happen in the life in the next world after death. So, they believed the life in this world. They emphasized that all human beings have a right to express themselves freely, develop their talent and to think freely and live happily. So, this was known as humanism. Scientific spirit, let us know what is scientific spirit. Now, scientific spirit gained importance during the Renaissance. The knowledge acquired during this time was based on scientific approach, that is, before coming to a conclusion, people first observed, then experimented and finally arrived to a conclusion. And also the spirit of inquiry is almost the same. It was due to the spirit of inquiry that an age of exploitation, experimentation and the discovery started in Europe. Now, let us understand what is Reformation. Reformation. The term Reformation refers to two major developments in Europe towards the later part of Renaissance. Okay. The two changes were, the two major developments were the Protestant Reformation and the Catholic Reformation. This is a picture of Martin Luther. He was the main Protestant in Europe. So, Martin Luther, he was a monk of Germany and he led the Reformation movement. He protested against the corrupt practices of the clergy. We have already discussed about the corruption among the clergies, the corrupt practices of the churches. So, he protested against those things and he led the Protestant movement in Europe. Thus, we see that Martin Luther led the Reformation movement. So, the Protestant Reformation resulted in the split of Christianity. So, the Christianity split into two parts, the Catholic Church and the Protestant Church, and a large number of countries, those the one who were following Christianity, they also split it up and many countries started following the Protestant form of Christianity, and many Protestant churches were built up in many other countries. Thus, we see that Renaissance led to the end of the medieval period and the emergence of the modern world. So, these were the Reformation which we can see in the Europe in the medieval period. So, now let us understand about the voyages and discoveries. Now, why these voyages and discoveries took place? First, let us understand the reason, the factors which led to the voyages and discoveries. The main factors that led to the voyages and discoveries were the trade, okay, the trade, the religion, okay, religion, technology, and the curiosity. Now, people used to move from one place to another. They found they wanted to find new place from where they can do the trade. Okay. So, this was one of the reason for the discovery of new places. Religion was also a main important cause, because the Christians, they wanted to spread their religion to different part of the world. So, this was also an important reason they wanted to find new places. Then slowly and steadily the technology was growing, the industries, the industries grew, and the big ships were made. So, technology was also one of the cause for the voyages and discoveries, and also the curiosity to know about the different places, to discover different places was one of the reason for these voyages and discoveries. Now, let us learn about the voyages and discoveries of few people, few important voyages and discoveries of that period. So, Vasco da Gama was a Portuguese sailor, okay, Portuguese sailor who reached the southernmost tip of Africa, which came to be known as the Cape of Good Hope. So, this is the picture. You can see Vasco da Gama, he is on his voyage and he discovered India first. He was the first person who discovered India. So, in 1498 CE, he reached Calicut on the western coast of India, and this was the discovery of the new sea route to India, and this discovery also helped them to trade with India, Indonesia, China, Sri Lanka and Japan. In this map, we can see the first voyage of Vasco da Gama. Okay, from Europe he travelled through the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, he travelled to Africa and came to the southernmost tip of Africa, and this was known as the Cape of Good Hope. And then from here he travelled and reached Calicut, okay, in India. So, he was the first man to invade India, to come to India, to discover India. After that, Christopher Columbus, he reached America in 1492, but when he reached America, he did not realize that he has discovered a new country. Okay. So, he thought that it was India, and he called the people Indians, as because India was discovered before that, before Christopher Columbus, it was discovered by Vasco da Gama. But when Christopher Columbus, he reached America, he thought that he was in India, so he called those people Indians. Okay. So, after Christopher Columbus, Amerigo Vespucci was an Italian sailor, and he made 4 voyages to the place which was visited by Christopher Columbus. Okay. And then they came to know that it was not India, it was some other place, and that is why the place was named America. It was named after the name of the discoverer of that place, that is Amerigo Vespucci. Okay. So, this map shows the 4 voyages of Amerigo Vespucci which he made from Europe to America. So, these are the 4 voyages which he made from Europe to America, and thus the name of America was kept after the name of Amerigo Vespucci. Now, Magellan discovered that the world is round. So, his name was Ferdinand Magellan. He discovered that the world was not just flat. Okay. Before that, people predicted different shape for the earth, especially most of them they believed that the earth was flat. Okay. So, Magellan, when he started traveling from one place and he took the whole round of the earth and then he came to the same place. So, he said he discovered that it was not flat, it was round. Now, let us study about the industrial revolution. What led to the industrial revolution? Okay. So, the desire to produce more good at low cost to make high profits led to the industrial revolution. Okay. So, initially before that people used to do work at home with the help of simple tools. They worked at home or they worked at the small workshops, and the production was not very high. Okay. The production was low. So, slowly and steadily when the people of Europe they found out many places, many colonies in the world from where they can find more raw materials and they can sell their goods to those places. So, slowly and steadily they started making industries. Okay. So, many industries were established especially in England. Okay. So, industrial revolution began in England in about 1750. So, the first place where it began the industrial revolution, that was England, and we will see later on that why England was a place where the industrial revolution began first. So, we will study that later on in this video. So, industrial revolution was the beginning of the machine age. Initially people used to do the work, make the production with small tools in small places, in workshops or their homes. Okay. So, this was the beginning of the machine age. New machines were discovered. Okay. And the new inventions of better machine were done. So, this was the, we can say it was the beginning of a machine age. The domestic system ended, giving the factory system. So, just now I said that people used to work at home or the work in the small workshops which they made at home. So, that was known as the domestic system, and it ended and the new factory system started. Okay. So, big factories were made where people did job, they started working over there, and in place of simple tools new machines and steam powers came to be used. So, more and more discoveries were done to make better machines. Okay. Also steam engine was discovered, and this also led to the industrial revolution. Now, let us understand why did the industrial revolution it first began in England. So, what were the causes, why in England? So, in the 18th century it was most favorable position for the industrial revolution. Okay. As because till that time there were many colonies which were established by the England. Okay, by England, especially in Africa, South in Asia, okay, South Asia, India, all these places, there were many colonies established by England. So, this was a very favorable time at that time for England to establish industries in their countries, as because they got a vast market in their colonies, and also they were able to get lots of raw materials from their colonies. So, this was a very favorable position for the industrial revolution in England. Okay. England has accumulated vast profit which could provide the necessary capital. Okay. So, capital, money is needed for industries. So, by this time England has accumulated, it has just too much of money which they have gained from their the colonies. Okay. The colonies which they had gained a lots of profit from there, and till this time they had become the rulers of many countries, especially India. Okay. They started, they were the political, politically they dominated our country. So, they had accumulated a vast profit, lot of money which was necessary for the capital to establish industries. So, this was one cause why England was able to build industries first. Okay. So, this was one of the cause of the industrial revolution in England first. It had acquired colonies which provided regular supply of raw materials. I just now told them, for any kind of industries raw material is needed. So, for specially they used to make clothes. Okay. So, textile industries were established in large number, and they used to get all the raw materials like the indigo, the cotton from the countries, from the colonies which they had in India. Okay. India and Africa. So, they acquired these colonies, they supplied them a lot of raw materials. The colonies also provided huge market for them. Okay. So, if there is an industry, if there are industries and they produce lots of goods surplus more than what can be consumed in Europe itself. So, they needed to sell them in the market, isn't it? So, they needed a market for their production. So, these colonies which they had acquired by the 18th century, lot of colonies they had acquired by this time, and for this they needed the huge market. Okay. And these colonies provided them with a huge market for their surplus product, and also it gained them lot of profit. So, there was no shortage of labor power to work in the factories. So, by this time the feudal system has collapsed in Europe, and also there was the population, there was a population growth due to agricultural, in the rise in agriculture due to new machines. So, there was no shortage of people, labors, for working in the countries. So, this was also one of the cause why the industrial revolution began first in England. So, we see that the England in the 18th century, it was in the most favorable condition to begin industries. It has lot of capital, lot of money which it had acquired from the colonies. It has got lot of raw materials, supply of raw materials from the colonies, and it also had had many big markets for their production, and there was no shortage of manpower in the factories. Some more causes were, England had plenty of natural resources such as iron and coal. So, this is one of the very important cause for the England for becoming making lots of industries. It had the plenty of coal and iron, which is the basic basic thing for making an industry, for establishing the industry. So, lot of natural resources of iron and coal was available in England. So, England developed large shipping industries and had no problem of transportation. Okay. So, they also had large shipping industries. They made large shipping industries. on the ships on which they can carry the raw materials and the finished good from one country to another. So, there was no problem of transportation with England. Okay? And no other countries enjoyed all these facilities, all these advantages. Thus, England was the first to make industrial revolution. So, these are the causes why industrial revolution began in England first.